Hi, my name is Jake, and I am a bookish drummer. So for this video, I am very happy and glad to announce that for next year in 2026, me and my good pal Ian from Ian the Reader will be hosting the Redwall Readalong, taking place exclusively on the Bookish Drummer Discord. Starting in January, we will be starting with, of course, the first book, Redwall, and then in publication order, not chronological order, in publication order, we'll be doing one book a month until we finish the series. So if you guys are at all excited, definitely go check out the Bookish Drummer Discord down below. Go sign up for that. And we will have channels open for discussion for all of the books every month. So first book is Redwall, and then later on in the video, I'll break down all the books that we will be reading. Me and Ian are super excited for this. I know we both read these as children. I never finished the series. I definitely read a lot of them, like in elementary school and maybe even some in middle school. I probably read maybe like 10 of them, and they were some of my favorite books that I read as a wee little kid. And it'll be really fun to go back and check out these books and to see if they hold up as an adult. I've heard that they do, and it'll be fun to see for myself and to kind of just get all of the Redwall goodiness. And yeah, I'm very excited if you can't tell. So if you guys don't know what this series is about, Redwall, the first book by Brian Jacques or Jakes, not really sure how to pronounce his name, but either way, if you can tell, there's a mouse with a sword and shield on the cover, and kind of like my couple of sentence summary of the series, think Game of Thrones, except all of the main characters are woodland creatures. That's basically what the book is, except it's not as gritty as Game of Thrones, obviously. And obviously, these are kids' books, so like it's not going to be anything like super violent or super scary. Like I did say like, oh, it's Game of Thrones, but with woodland creatures. It's not that level of intensity, but it's kind of like, good and evil, but with like woodland creatures. Like it's just a lot of fun. Like it's like mice going on quests, defeating enemies, just a lot of fantasy goodness from what I remember. And like I mentioned, all of the different characters are different types of woodland creatures. Obviously, kind of the main one, at least in this first book, mice. So you got, mice main characters, but there's all different kinds. I'm looking on the Wikipedia page, and I'll tell you all the different kind of creatures. There's mice, otters, moles, hares, squirrels, hedgehogs, shrews, birds, voles, badgers, rats, foxes, weasels, ferrets, ravens, snakes, stoats, ermine, sables, wildcats, magpies, rooks, crows. There's all different kinds of woodland creatures. And I don't even know what some of those were, but I'm sure I'll figure it out once I read the whole series. But yeah, basically the draw of this is that these are talking animals, and they're in this kind of fantasy world. And yeah, I just remember these books being a lot of fun, and I've heard that these books hold up well reading them as an adult. So it'll be a lot of fun to go check them out. What I'm going to do at this point is basically, at least for the year of 2026, next year, I'll break down all the books that we're going to be checking out. And like I mentioned, we're doing this in pub order. I know some people prefer to do it in chronological order, but I think it'll be more interesting to check it out in pub order the way that it was originally written. Kind of a similar debate with like Chronicles of Narnia. I know a lot of people, they either prefer the pub order or, the author himself, S.E. Lewis, prefers to read it in chronological order, but, we're going to do it in pub order. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first book, obviously, the one that started it all in 1986, these were from a long time ago. We have the first book, Redwall, which I think this will be a good litmus test. If you decide to read this with us, if you don't really like this book, you're probably not going to enjoy the rest of the series. I think this is a very good test to just see if you're going to enjoy it or not. If you do, check out the rest of the series with us. I think you'll have a good time. If you read this one with us and don't really enjoy it too much, you probably won't like the rest of the series. So definitely check this one definitely check this one out with us in January of 2026. Next up in February, we'll be checking out Mossflower, which is actually sort of a prequel book to Redwall, chronologically, I think, but it'll be fun to check it out anyway. So this is February, Mossflower. In March, we'll be checking out Matameo, and I'm probably going to butcher a lot of these names, but that's what we're reading in March, Matameo. In April, we'll be checking out Mariel of Redwall. And then in May, we're going to be checking out Salamanderstron. And this one I do remember being one of my favorites. And also, that's a badass badger on the cover. Really like that. So I own those first 5 books, and I'm kind of trying to slowly collect all of them so I can either read them physically or do some of these on audio. I will mention most of these books do have audiobooks. Some of them do not. Randomly, I think books 9, 11, 12, and then the last book in the series, 22, don't have audiobooks for some reason, but most of these do. So keep that in mind if you're like reading along through audio and then you get to like book 9 and you're like, where is it? It doesn't exist. But anyway, continuing on with the calendar for the read along, in June, we're going to be checking out Martin the Warrior, which again, I also remember being very good. But I haven't read these books in quite a long time, 20 plus years probably. So, we'll see what happens. In July, we'll be checking out The Bellmaker. In August, we'll be checking out Outcast of Redwall. In September, we'll be checking out Pearls of Lutra, which I think this is book 9, one of the ones that doesn't have an audiobook. So if you want to read this, either get the physical or the ebook. In October, we'll be reading The Long Patrol. And then I believe it's 11 and 12 that don't have audiobooks. I'll double check if that's the case. But in November, we'll be checking out Marl Fox. And then in December, we'll be checking out The Legend of Luke, which I also remember being a favorite. And again, haven't read these books a long time, so it'll be interesting to see which ones I really like versus, it'll just be an interesting thing to see. So that's what we're doing in 2026, and then hopefully we will eventually continue into 2027. Hopefully we have enough momentum for that. Hopefully enough people are enjoying this, including me and Ian. I think we do reserve the right to stop if the books, aren't as good as we remember them being, but I honestly want to keep going at least until we get to January of 2027, because in that month we will be reading Lord Brocktree, which I always remember being my favorite. Also, just look at that cover. Just a badass badger with a giant sword. I remember this book being amazing. And funny enough, this is actually the first book chronologically. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. But hopefully we can at least make it to this book, because I remember this book being one of my absolute favorites when I was a wee boy. So it'll be fun to at least get to that. And then I don't want to jump the gun too much, but I'll just read off the rest of the titles. So in February, this is all 2027, by the way. In February, we would read The Tagarung. March would be Triss. April would be Loamhedge. May would be Rackety Tam. June would be High Rulain. July would be Eulalie. I can't pronounce that. August would be Doomwhite. September would be The Sable Queen. And then the final book in the series, book 22, we would read in October, called The Rogue Crew, which also does not have an audiobook. All right, so that would be the calendar read-along schedule. This video is mainly for 2026, though, because that is me and Ian's plan for right now. And then if it goes well, we'll continue into 2027. So just as a recap for 2026, starting out, of course, with Redwall in January, Mossflower in February, Matameo in March, Mariel of Redwall in April, Salamanderstron in May, Martin the Warrior in June, The Bellmaker in July, Outcast of Redwall in August, Pearls of Lutra in September, The Long Patrol in October, Marl Fox in November, and The Legend of Luke in December. So that's the 2026 read-along schedule. And again, hopefully y'all will join us. I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so that's my quick little Redwall announcement. Again, this is being hosted by myself and Ian from Ian the Reader. So go check out his channel. He's amazing. And we're going to have a lot of fun revisiting some of our childhood favorites. Hopefully y'all will join us as well. even if you haven't read this, because I believe these are supposed to hold up well for adults, but definitely if you want to ride the nostalgia train with me and Ian, definitely check this one out. Definitely, you can either do the audiobooks, like I mentioned, only a couple of them don't have audiobooks, or the physical books are a lot of fun as well. I'm probably going to do a mixture of both, probably a lot of immersion reading. So I don't think I've listened to the audiobooks. I don't think. So it'll be a lot of fun to do that and then read along with the physical edition. Here's also a map of the first book. So, yeah. Kind of want to read it right now, but I will wait until January. So yeah, if any of that sounds exciting to y'all, definitely go to the Book of Sermon Discord, sign up there. All of the channels will be open for discussion there. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Stay subscribed for more content. Try to post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Book of Sermon Discord, where of course, next year, that will be where the Redwall read-along will take place. I also have my Patreon link down below if you want to go support me there for as little as $1 a month. And my Amazon wishlist if you'd like to buy me a book. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.